Good morning, sir. Myself, Neeraj Kumar from CSC D section, and my topic is Sacred Groves and Ethical Conservation in India, and examining how traditional beliefs and cultural protect sacred groves in states like Meghalaya and Kerala. On moving on to the first slide, uh, so first of all, introduction. Sacred Groves and Ethical Conservation in India, and examining how traditional beliefs and cultural protect sacred groves in the states like Meghalaya and Kerala. Introduction to the sacred groves in India. Sacred groves are small patches of forest preserved for religious and cultural reasons. They are an integral part of India's biodiversity and cultural heritage. These groves have been protected for centuries through community led conservation practices. Definition and characteristics of the sacred groves. So, we'll learn the definition and characteristics of the sacred groves. Sacred groves are patches of natural vegetation maintained through religious beliefs and rituals. They often contain rare, endemic, and endangered species of flora and fauna. Typically, sacred groves are characterized by a core protected area with minimal human disturbance. So, in the beside picture, you can see that the many seeds, one garden, learning from sacred groves of the India. And the historical significance of sacred groves in India. So, what is the history of the sacred groves? We'll learn. Sacred groves have been mentioned in ancient Indian scriptures and local traditions. They serve as repositories of indigenous knowledge and customary laws. Historically, they functioned as community managed biodiversity hotspots. So, in the beside picture, we can see the sacred groves of India and uh, ethical and cultural dimensions of sacred groves. The sacred groves exemplify a harmonious relationship between humans and nature. They are protected through ethical beliefs that consider nature as sacred and inviolable. The community participation and traditional practices are key to their preservation. And we also have to know about the role of the ethical conservation in India. So, the ethical conservation emphasizes respect for cultural and spiritual values associated with the nature. It also promotes community led management and sustainable use of resources. And integrating traditional practices with modern conservation strategies enhances protection efforts. Uh, the sacred groves of Meghalaya and Kerala. Sacred groves are patches of the forest preserved due to their spiritual and cultural significance. They are prominent in regions like Meghalaya and Kerala. So they are also reflecting the local beliefs and traditions. These groves serve both ecological and religious functions for fostering conservation through cultural practices. Then significance of the sacred groves in Meghalaya. So, in the state of Meghalaya, sacred groves are integral to the indigenous Khasi and Garo communities. So, there are the two communities present. One is Khasi and Garo. Second one is Garo. Uh, they are believed to be abodes of spirits and deities, protecting communities from harm. The preservation of these groves is linked to local customs that prevent deforestation and also hunting. Then we'll see significance of the sacred groves in Kerala. So as in the Meghalaya, there are also some Hindu temples and local deities associated in the Kerala sacred groves. They are considered sacred due to the presence of the ancient rituals and worship practices. These groves help conserve rare uh, flora and fauna, maintaining biodiversity endemic to the region. And what is the role of the traditional beliefs in preservation? We'll see. The traditional beliefs attribute spiritual power and sanctity to these grooves that leads to the discouraging destruction. Community led rituals and festivals reinforce the reverence for these natural sites. And belief systems often include taboos against cutting trees or hunting within sacred groves. Some cultural practices supporting this conservation. The local communities practice sustainable harvesting and resource use in sacred groves. Sacred groves are maintained through oral traditions and customary laws passed down in generations. Rituals and ceremonies often serve to renew community commitment to protecting these areas. And some of the challenges to the sacred grove preservation. So, as the modern development, preserves and deforestation threaten the integrity of the sacred groves. It leads to the changing social dynamics and urbanization can weaken traditional conservation practices. The lack of formal recognition or legal support sometimes jeopardizes these cultural protected areas. Some of the success stories and case studies of the sacred groves. Community led initiatives have successfully revived and protected sacred groves in Meghalaya. In the Kerala, rituals and festivals have been instrumental in maintaining grove sanctity and biodiversity. These examples highlight the importance of integrating cultural beliefs into the conservation strategies. So, what is the future of the sacred groves? The promoting awareness about their ecological and cultural importance is vital for preservation. Strengthening legal frameworks and community participation can ensure sustainable management. Collaborative efforts between government, communities, and environmental groups are essential for their future. So, coming to the conclusion, the traditional beliefs and cultural practices are crucial in safeguarding sacred groves in Meghalaya and Kerala. These groups exemplify the synergy between cultural heritage and environmental conservation. Preserving sacred groves requires respecting indigenous knowledge and integrating it into broader conservation effects. And these are the sustainable development goals which are related to the sacred groves and my presentation. One is uh, 13th sustainable development goal, which is climate action. It relates to the sacred groves act as in carbon sinks, helping reduce greenhouse gases, protecting them supports efforts to mitigate climate change. And the second one is sustainable development goal number 15, that is life on land. This is the most directly related goal. Sacred groves preserve biodiversity, protect endangered plants and animals, and help maintain healthy ecosystems. The third sustainable development goal is number 6, clean water and sanitation. Many groves are located near water sources or springs. The vegetation helps in groundwater recharge and maintaining clean water quality. And the fourth one is 16th sustainable development goal, peace, justice and strong institution. Sacred groves often rely on traditional laws and community governance. The last and fifth one is sustainable development goal number 17, partnerships for the goals. Protection and revival of sacred groves often involves collaboration of the local communities, NGOs and government bodies. And thank you. This was the presentation. Thank you.